Hello, we're back for another episode of Human Conversations. I'm
Well,
Chelsea.
and I'm Melanie. Welcome back, everybody.
So today we thought we would do a fun little firing lightning questions because we know that we've been re-quarantined and we wanted to just kind of add a little flair to those who might want to spice it up a bit. Just kind of ask, you want to explain to Melanie?
Yeah, so we're kind of thinking, people have been sheltering in place with each other and have probably run out of things to talk about at this point, since nothing new is really happening. So these kinds of questions we're going to give are some questions you all can use with your partners and friends, especially if you've been, feeling like you've been isolated or if you struggle to come up with things to talk about with people. Some of these questions might be good for you to start some conversations.
Yeah, and these are just fun, silly kind of, some of them might be a little bit more, not serious, but just not as silly, that we just thought of, and they're nothing too, fancy or anything like that. But before we begin, we wanted to also acknowledge that COVID looks differently for everyone, and there's a big gap between the privileges and discrepancies amongst how we experience COVID and quarantine during this time. So a lot of people, we are coming from a very privileged lens where we're able to engage in this type of mindset or questions because we have more space to do so. And we just want to kind of put that out there that not everyone is able to move about their lives or their days in that way. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So first question that I thought might be a good, nice open-ended question to ask, maybe a partner or a friend, would be, if you could have any job or career and money was not an issue, what would you do? I'm just gonna add, personally, I would probably have a flower shop. But so that's a question you could ask about. Second one, do you believe in the supernatural? If you do, in what aspects of it or in what ways or what things do you believe are supernatural?
Okay. Another one, it could be, if you could time travel, which time period would you go to, and how can you choose that time period? Like, what about it do you want to see or experience?
That's a good question. If you could have any superpower, which would you have and why?
I would be invisible. I like
So
that
funny.
one.
I would be invisible too.
Really?
Yeah, because then I could just sneak onto planes and travel around the world anywhere I wanted to go. And then I could watch people more.
I know it sounds really creepy, but honestly, I really find a lot of well, maybe I shouldn't say this. I think there's a lot of beauty in the mundane, and just being able to watch people. I feel like you see them when in spaces, like when they're just doing nothing. You see a lot of a person and see who they are. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, when nobody's watching, right? It's
Yeah.
I've heard that phrase before, about like a person shows their true colors when nobody's watching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the next question I have is, how do you think your life would be different if you woke up tomorrow as, one, the opposite gender, two, in another culture or as another race or ethnicity? You could kind of be a little more specific on that one, with regards to what you would, if you woke up with a particular culture, like if you woke up in Asia or if you woke up in the Middle East or something.
Yeah, and maybe not just opposite gender, but maybe just another gender.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? Let's see. What's my other one that I have here? Oh, I thought this one was funny. How many showers do you take a day?
It's an interesting question.
I know. I honestly, you know why? Is because I take 2 showers a day right now, which I'm not very proud to say because I like to save water. They're very short showers, but I've been working out a lot and I sweat a lot in the summer and I get like really, my skin gets irritated from it. So, anyways, TMI, I guess, but and I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah. It would be interesting because some people don't take a shower like every day also.
Yeah, like I don't wash my hair every day.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think a lot of, well, I don't know, maybe. That one's different. But that's definitely something I never ask anybody. So that is an interesting question.
Yeah.
What do you think happens after you die? Do you believe in like afterlife? You know, I kind of asking like, what do you think happens basically when we pass away? That's more of a philosophical type of question.
It's very existential of you.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you have another one?
Yeah. Are things predetermined or do we have free will? Why do you believe this? And can you give examples to support why you think things might be predetermined in your life? Or like why you think you have free will in your life?
Oh yeah, that one's deep too. All right, how about this? What makes you smile when you are bored? I can tell you right now, when I'm playing with my dog, she makes me smile so much because she's such a weirdo.
Yeah, I would definitely say the same thing. Pets really bring a lot of smiles to many people, I think. Also for me, I think flowers definitely. Like they just are nice. When I see them, they make me happy.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I have a bonus question. So, and we can answer this one a little more thoroughly. Okay. So, if you could write a book or make a movie about anything, what would it be about? I'll answer first.
Okay.
So, I always grew up reading, well, I grew up reading Harry Potter. That was like my favorite book series, and that's actually got me into reading and like a love for reading. So I really love stories where there's magic or some kind of supernatural element to them. So my book, I would actually prefer a book because I like books better than movies. So that's my first thing. I would choose a book. And it would definitely be about, so besides Harry Potter, which is very influential for me, I also read another book series that I really enjoyed in my teen years called The Great and Terrible Beauty, and it was by Libba Bray. And it's about like this girl in England back in the day when they had to go to like boarding schools and such and had balls coming, those what do you call like the coming out balls, the
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I can't remember them.
Yeah, but
I know what
it
you're
was
talking about.
set in England and stuff. So anyways, she had found out she was like a sorceress and like could go into this other realm where it was like magical. I think and so when I was actually a teen in that time, I wrote a story. I used to write a lot when I was younger.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would do a lot of poetry actually. And I wrote this story actually about it was like time travel. So it was about, there was LGBT characters in it. And basically there were these two souls that would time travel in different periods, and they would change genders of like it was more about the person. And so in my story, like one scene, like they're in war, like they're in current day, but it's like war. They're in the military, and it's two men in that time, but they're the same soul. And then in another time, they go back in time to like England in like the 1800s, and it's like a man and a woman. So it's kind of like I would make my story around that kind of theme where people would be able to connect across time basically, and it didn't really matter about their gender or anything like that, but they're still living with, I guess, the time period. So survival and such was still, you know, in my story anyways, for the gay couple, they're still having to deal with the stigma of being gay and all of those
Mhm.
things. So I don't know, my story would be about that and about how they came together despite all of the odds in continuous life.
That's cool. I would read that. Maybe one day you can do a reading for us. Um, I'd say for me, you know, this could come off really conceited, but I truly, like, objectively, the reason why I would choose is either a movie or a book about my life. Maybe more so a book, because I've actually always thought about writing an autobiography, because I think one thing about my journey and my story that I hold on to dearly and closely is um, the stereotypes and the stigma that happens when, you know, you look at someone and you assume that you know what they've been through or what they feel, or, you know, the privileges they have and all these things. And I feel like I'm someone who, if my story was revealed fully, people would go, wait, what? Like, she's been through what? Like, she's been through that. And more importantly, I think the reason why I would want to showcase that, which would be a very intimate thing, so I don't know if I'd actually ever do that, but it would be because I really do believe that people can grow and people can change and people can experience things they never thought they could experience before, coming from such dark places. So I think that's the part of it that why I would want to turn it into like some sort of art form or written expression, or because it just really showcases that theme of transformation, you know, the worm turning into a butterfly. And um,
Yeah.
that would be the reason for me. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank everyone for listening in today. Hopefully some of those questions will spark conversation for you and be entertaining.
Yeah, thank you.